Harkening back to our Billy Mitchell review. Go look at those comments. Oh my God. People just
people thought we were defending Billy Mitchell.
Yeah. We're not. But I'm just saying, I'm
not
harping on it. I'm just saying, I'm just saying if somebody's saying they have the opportunity to prove themselves, prove their innocence, I don't see the wrong in letting them just justify themselves. Who knows? If he's dirty and cheating on an emulator, well, fuck him. But I'm just saying, if he has the opportunity to prove that he didn't do it on an emulator, I don't see why it's not possible to just let the guy prove it. He says he didn't do it on an emulator. He says he doesn't know how to work it. I'm just trusting the guy. I don't fucking believe that he did that, but I'm just saying. I'm sure
either way, I don't care.
I don't give a shit either. I mean, you can comment all you want. I don't care. It just that
we were just reporting that story.
Yeah.
Clearly, the more important issue is stuff like this issue with loot boxes and DLC that's affecting basically everybody that's playing games right now.
But Billy Mitchell and his high score is just, hot topic. Hot topic.
I think it's actually, isn't that our most popular video?
That is our most popular video by over 1,000 views.
I don't get it. I know the dude's an asshole, but I don't get it.
Who cares? I told you, man.
I told
you. I'm like, I find this just interesting. And you're like, I don't fucking care. And I'm like, people do, man. It's a world record in games. And just, oh my God.
Oh. I think we were talking about it over PSN or over the phone. And I'm like, I never even fucking heard of Twin Galaxies before this controversy came out. So the amount of me caring
it's because we did a
negative 1,000.
Well, it's 50-50. We're videos at 8 likes, 8 dislikes. Or I think it's 9 positive now. But it's funny, yeah. Just people just don't like Billy Mitchell. So if you even just kind of suggest that maybe he actually did do his scores, hot take. It's just because we're not. Because I'm not going on online and declaring that everybody who is claimed to be an asshole is an asshole. He seems like an asshole. But
yeah, I don't know him personally. I don't care. I don't want to meet him. He looks like a boring old man that plays Donkey Kong all the time. I'm not that interested in what he's doing with his life. I don't really care about this that much. But I agree. If he says that he can prove it, let Twin Galaxies get legitimate hardware, sit him down on a live stream,
or show a
and
tape.
Let him get that fuck that tape. Live stream the whole event with legitimate hardware that they have confirmed. If he makes it, he makes it. If he doesn't, fuck him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. But we're digressing. We're getting a little far away.
Yeah, we are just getting a little thing. I'm just saying that people are like, what, you don't know how to work an emulator? I don't. And I'm pretty decently tech savvy. And I'm sure if I tried, I could maybe figure it out, but I don't know how to work one.
Yeah, I mean, I've used MAME before, and I've used other emulators, when I was younger, and MAME's a little bit more complex.
Okay. We'll both have a final word before we just kind of end it, because we're just ranting, at this point, and it's just kind of, we're done with the podcast, so we're just kind of saying something in a defense of us. Not that anyone watches this part, but
basically what I'm saying is, don't come at us like we're Hitler for saying if Billy Mitchell can prove himself, then let him prove himself.
Yeah.
Because we both agree that he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. My thing is, if the guy says he doesn't know how to work an emulator, he could be lying. He could be lying.
He could be telling the truth.
He could be telling the truth. But when my issue is, my defense is, maybe he is lying. But that doesn't disqualify the fact that he knows people who do. And that's what I was saying is, he might not know how to, but he sure the fuck does know people who do know how to.
Yeah.
And I said, he probably didn't do it himself, but he probably had one of his guys do it for him, if he did that. Now,
if it's any indication by the 9 likes and 8 dislikes, there's clearly people that are on Billy Mitchell's side that would have done that for him.
Yes. It's clear that people know how to work emulators and people who are tech savvy. But I'm just saying, he's just a guy that plays video games. And my only defense is, if he, as you just said, if he can prove his innocence, and he can get the score that he said he did without a proof of emulation, I do not see the horribleness of allowing him to just prove himself. If he didn't do it, he didn't do it. I mean, to be honest,
if
I
he
agree
faked
with
the score, he's not going to be able to prove it.
Do you know what I honestly think they should just do? I agree with Pat the NES Punk on his Completely Unnecessary podcast.
Yeah.
He says that you should just wipe it out and let whoever
comes up next get it.
Yes. And that's when you start keeping these records. Fuck the old records. And that would also entice a lot of new people, a lot of people who didn't think like, oh man, they just erased the Donkey Kong level. Why don't I try to go and do it? It would entice more people into arcade game playing again.
I agree with this idea too.
I think that's a really smart idea. So way to go on Pat on that one, because that is a genius idea. Just wipe it clean. This gets rid of all the bullshit of the fake scores that possibly happened, and that Twin Galaxies did a shitty job of making sure that verifying authenticity. Just wipe the scores and start doing scores now. If those people who were so good on it back then want to waste their lives to do it again, do it.
When you do a Guinness World Records attempt, there's an official that shows up to view the thing. You don't get to send in a VHS tape in 1990, whenever the fuck he got this stupid fucking thing. And then they just go, okay, this is obviously fact because it's on film. Somebody needs to be there. They need to verify that the hardware is legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just fucking do it right.
Yeah. There's a pinball museum. I'm probably just going to do this separate segment. I'll just do it as Billy Mitchell Part 2. Watch it probably get even more hate. Get even more fucking hate.
Yeah.
But there is a pinball museum in Carnegie.
Mm-hmm.
Probably people are listening to me really bad because they're probably looking like Carnegie, because I think most people pronounce it Carnegie.
I've always said Carnegie.
I know, but I think that's a Pittsburgh thing. I think it's not Pittsburghese, but like we just call it that.
Yeah.
We just call it Carnegie, like Andrew Carnegie, but I think his name's actually Carnegie. But either way, there is a pinball museum that is locked to the public. It is not allowed to the public, but twice a year, or maybe only once or twice a year, they allow the public to come in and try to beat high scores on their machines that are registered, authentically processed, and are able to be world records. A lot of world records are broken in that thing. And if you're able to break a record on a machine, you are allowed access to that place anytime you want. But it's closed to the public.
Yeah.
But only once in a while they offer. I think that's what they should do. They should...
like an arcade museum.
Yeah, like an arcade museum that is either open to the public all the time and scores can be done whenever. But I just think that idea of just wiping everything and letting people come in and get fresh and enticing people to like if someone said they wiped the score on Dig Dug, I'd be like, ooh, I'm pretty decent at Dig Dug. Nowhere near like world record, but like
you
decent.
might try.
But I might try.
Yeah.
Same with like my cousin.
I wouldn't fucking touch Donkey Kong. It's so boring.
Oh no, I like Donkey Kong, but yeah, I like Dig Dug probably the most. But like my cousin, if I told him like, hey, they just wiped all the world records, so now it's completely open for anybody to try to get a high score. My cousin would probably be like, huh, I like Pac-Man. Maybe I'll try Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Get good at it. Get good, and then go to an arcade museum, and that is like maybe world record. Like authorized,
certified,
something like certified. Like, hey, we are authorized. If you score a high score on one of these machines, it stays on our record, and we can send that in, and it can be authenticized that no cheating was achieved or anything like that. So,
yeah,
I'll chop up this little segment and just throw it out there, and maybe it'll become like a little part 2. Because I just think I think people listen to part of the video. And they're not,
I don't think,
or they're not. Maybe we're not expressing ourselves right. But I've listened to the video a couple times myself, and I feel like my opinion was kind of fully clear. That I'm just like, hey, I'm not saying that he's telling the truth, but he could be. There's a 50-50 shot that he's either telling the truth,
he's either
or he's
not
lying.
or he is.
Yeah,
those are the two things.
And do I think he's kind of guilty? Yeah, I think he's probably guilty. But if he's not, let him prove it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But no, fuck me, because I'm a piece of shit because I don't know how to work an emulator.
Again, this is just, Americans have such bad ADHD that, like...
Yeah, there are more important issues
the cops
on this
are
planet.
Like, go to court? No, just shoot him now. Yeah. And it's the same,
there are people in the video where they're like, well, I'm glad that you're not talking about something like the loot boxes all the time. Yeah, because it is. It's just meant to be a little, like,
oh my
update.
God, yeah. As important as the loot boxes are, to talk about them all the time is...
It's draining.
Yeah, and it's boring for our listeners to just hear the same shit all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I hate bringing up loot boxes, but sometimes that's the biggest story in the news, and
sometimes there's something important that needs to be
addressed or updated on people who maybe didn't know before, who don't actually care.
Yeah.